Hey there, Zesty Boys, and welcome back to the Zesty Podcast. My name, of course, is Tony Shire.
I'm Joey Becknell.
I'm Mitchell Gunn.
We're gonna leave that pre-roll in there because I feel like it's a good pre-roll.
Please don't. Please don't.
We'll see what happens. And this podcast, of course, is brought to you by Soundonomy 330 exclamation point on Mixology10.com. I think it's called Mixology. That's probably wrong, because I'm really bad at reading ads. No one should ever buy a sponsored spot from here because you can get them for free. We're offering free sponsored spots here on the Zesty Podcast. And I can't even find the screenshot where I'm supposed to read it from. Soundonomy 330. That's all you need to know. That's a great playlist. It might be at 331 by now. He puts them out on a regular basis. And that's really what the people care about, getting good quality mixtapes on a regular basis, because you don't want to listen to the same mixtape over and over again. So head on over to Soundonomy 330 exclamation point and put in code Zesty at checkout, and you won't ever have to buy anything. So don't actually do that. That's just my funny joke. And we're here with Mitchell and Joey.
Nice.
How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good. I want to get some. I want to be like the podcast that has weird sponsors. Everyone gets the same, like SeatGeek or Roman. I want to get some like real interesting.
Yeah.
ones.
I've seen some with
Like Ace Hardware.
Adam and Eve.
Adam and Eve.
That's a fun one.
I want to get some ones that are actually like near and dear to my heart.
No, I want to get Gamer Sups to sponsor us. Something like that, like powdered, like caffeine. It'd be cool.
Yeah.
Also, we are playing the game again today. So those of you who are watching on YouTube and are seeing the video, here are our topics right here, just so you can see what they are beforehand. And there you go. Now we're deep into the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got that little face going.
I don't think
You're already trying to bring it up, bro?
No, I was going to say I don't think I'm ever going to hit this topic. I want it to be on camera.
What brand of shirt are you wearing? I really like that penguin
I don't
logo.
know. I need to look. I'll look after the podcast when I stand up.
Let me look during the podcast. It's just called Penguin.
Maybe. I got it from...
is. I just told you.
We're talking about podcasts. I actually got this from a Stitch Fix box.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would want to do Stitch
What
Fix.
is it?
Get some actual adult clothes.
It's like the... you get a personal... this is not an ad, even though every podcast is sponsored by Stitch Fix. You get a personal online shopper, and they, you like put in like the clothes that you like, and they,
And it worked for
stuff.
you? It was a success?
Yeah, it was a success. I've done it 3 or 4 times.
Damn.
I do it once every 3 months.
How much is it?
It's $20 for them to do it, but if you keep something, that $20 is knocked off of the cost.
And you can also just return everything and then find it on Amazon for cheaper if you really want
Actually,
to.
no. They've got some exclusive brands that
really?
are only there. Like, I get these T-shirts in some of my boxes, and they're really nice.
But it's a good way to
They
look
feel
like an
great.
adult because they actually have a stylist make you wear.
I should probably do that.
Yeah, at least like 1 or 2 boxes. I want to
Yeah.
because I dress like I just wear graphic tees and shorts. That's kind of my play.
Yeah. I need to go through my wardrobe and terminate some.
Yeah, I need to
some
donate
options.
like a
Definitely.
fuckload of shirts. I have way too many
Mhm.
shirts.
Yeah, I definitely need to do that
Better just
too.
move out and leave them here at my parents' house.
I need to go on like a shopping spree right now, since I'm like about to be in corporate.
Oh,
America.
now you got
yeah.
money. Now you're
I don't have
now
money.
you
though.
got
I'm
now
strictly
you're money.
commission
Now you're
based.
corporate.
Mm-hmm.
Now I gotta go on a shopping spree.
I'm based on commission performance.
Just because 12 days ago when this podcast comes out, you started your job, your big real estate job.
Yeah, man.
Are we allowed to say with whom?
Yeah.
Mark Spain Realty.
Yep.
Isn't that what it's called?
Mark Spain Real Estate.
corporate
Yeah.
stooge that you
Yeah.
are.
You ready to sell some houses?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Give me your pitch.
Yes. Sell me this house.
Sell me this house.
Well, I'm being brought on as a listing agent, so I
Mm.
would probably just respond to the questions that you asked about the house.
Does this
and-
house have ghosts?
No, maybe.
If someone was
I'm
murdered,
out.
So
I'm gonna
that's
go
actually-
to Mark Portugal and get his
Go ahead.
buy houses from him.
Go ahead, weirdo. But no, that's actually something that you get taught about in the real estate class. How
Really?
to or not how to respond, but it talks about like paranormal activity. Like if someone asks about paranormal activity, you're supposed to like just be like,
Could be.
maybe.
I don't know. I'm not qualified enough to answer that.
what if
Yeah.
someone is murdered in the home?
That's another thing. Yeah, you don't have to disclose that, but if someone asks, you need to tell them.
What if someone's being murdered in the home currently?
Tell the police.
What if
Okay.
it's
Call the
you?
police.
Well, yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, our God. I'm gonna go ahead and take these off.
What up?
What would you say your favorite cheap beer is?
My favorite cheap beer,
Go-to party beer.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Really?
If I'm going to spend a couple more dollars, Yingling.
Have you ever tried a PBR Easy or a PBR Light?
No,
it's not
I
PBR
haven't.
Light. It was like
Easy.
PBR Easy. Isn't that what
Yeah.
it's called?
Yeah.
It was light blue cans.
Shit tasted bad.
I've seen the cans.
And it just tasted like PBR, but it was like less filling, which was nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Which, I mean, I didn't enjoy the taste because I don't like beer. But
Yeah.
they didn't have any Keystone Light at Publix, and I went, ooh, I'm sad.
Ooh, my pussy.
My little belly won't like that.
I want to try PBR's hard coffee,
Mm,
but I hear it's really sugary.
well, you're already sweet as it is, Joey.
Lord have mercy. You're going to butter me up like this just 10 minutes into the show?
It's not even 10 minutes. I think it's been like 4.
I'll butter you up and throw you over a fire, and then
I have
I'll
no
eat ya.
concept of time.
Then I'll eat
Well,
ya.
time is a social construct.
It really is. It doesn't
Fuck
exist.
daylight savings time. I
That's
actually really don't care. Like, I have no reason to
I
care.
mean, I'm glad we're past that day because I like how late or how sunny it is
yeah, at night.
later on.
Like, me and Margaret were just going and getting food, and we were walking out of Taco Mac, or T-Mac as they're trying to rebrand to. And
Really?
yeah, I mean, they've been doing that for a while.
Interesting.
But we were walking out, and it was so
Lame.
sunny. I looked at my watch, and it was like 7:30. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, I was thinking that when I left my house today. I usually leave around like 7:15ish, and it's usually pitch black outside. But I left during the day today, and I liked that.
You know that this has happened 23 times in my life so far, and it
Yeah.
still surprises me every time.
You get scared.
Yeah.
Oh.
See that sun stop? I'm like, oh, it's 6:30. I look up and I kind of start screaming.
Mm-hmm. Anytime I see the sun in the sky, I scream.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
a
common reaction, really.
You guys
Hot circle.
want to play some Minecraft tonight?
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you buy it?
I did buy it.
We're getting really
we
into
got a
Minecraft
realm. We
right
got a
now.
realm so you can play with us.
Yeah,
Excellent.
dude.
I've never played Minecraft before.
You're gonna love it. You're
Yeah.
gonna love it.
So
it's
I-
so
I'm
fun.
excited. We got to play hardcore though. I don't want to
We're
start.
not
I don't
playing
want to start with that
hardcore,
baby
bro.
back shit.
Dude,
you know?
hardcore is just objectively worse. It's not
I promise
fun to play
you've
hardcore.
never played Minecraft, but
Yeah.
you don't want to play hardcore.
That's I don't know.
Someone's
what
gonna roast us.
I don't know what I want to play. I've never played before, so I say we play hardcore.
Well, we don't do that. So go find someone else to play
I
with.
want to be thrown into the fire.
You are being thrown
Yeah.
into the fire.
Come on, I want some diamonds. I want to go.
You'll
the
in-
get 'em.
monsters, they're not fun.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
kill
It's
the
not cool.
kill the
It's
Ender
not-
Dragon
they're
in
annoying.
hardcore.
It's not fun
You don't
want to
deal
die.
with the monsters.
I do. I want it to be scary. I like running from things.
It is scary.
Let's do it.
They can kill
Hardcore.
you. We die all the
I'm telling
time.
you, Tone.
Let's play hardcore. Let's do it.
We would
No,
die
we-
every
we-
time if
we'll
we play
th-
hardcore.
we'll throw it. You just got to be safer. You got to play it by the book.
He doesn't know what he's
He
talking
just
about.
doesn't know
You
what he's
can't,
talking
you can't be a renegade. You can't just mine straight down in hardcore.
We don't do this.
You gotta
You can't do that in any
you gotta
version.
you gotta make mine
Except
camps.
peace.
He
peaceful.
doesn't know.
Maybe
don't-
not even peaceful. You can do that. You'll die from the
You'll
the
die.
lava.
Come on, let's just play. Let's play some hardcore.
No, dude, you're gonna
Get some grit under our fingers. Get
you're
a
gonna
little
get
black
the taste
lung.
of normal and be like, yeah, why would I ever play hardcore?
No, see, I
Yeah.
want hardcore to be my normal. Like I've never played before. I'm untainted.
Dude, I'm
I
telling
want
you.
to
Then
think.
go play by yourself.
I want to think this game's hard.
The fun part of Minecraft is not dying. It's gathering resources and building. You're supposed to relax
Yep,
when you're playing
yep.
Minecraft.
well,
You
I
wanna
like
relax.
to be scared. I like to not know what's gonna
Then
happen.
go play freaking Five Nights at Freddy's
Go
or
to
something.
downtown
you
Atlanta.
weird.
No,
Twitch
that's
streamer
racist,
boy.
Mitchell.
That's not.
I'm gonna
I never
play-
mentioned any type of race.
I'm gonna play hardcore with you guys because you're my friends. We're gonna make a hardcore realm.
Don't pull that card.
I mean, if you guys were my friends, you'd do it. Come on, hardcore. We'll make it. It'll be like because if we play normal, we'll get everything accomplished.
Okay.
Like even if it takes us a month.
This is lasting too long.
If it
We're
gets-
not playing hardcore.
if it takes us a month to get completely
No,
set up
this
and
is-
just be
this
badasses.
is good. This is what he
Like
needs.
still, after a
Shush.
month, we're gonna have to restart. We're gonna have to, or just be bored and like, oh, we already know everything. But if we start in hardcore, it might take us 6 months to be the same place we'd be in normal. But at least that's more time that we get to play together.
All right, I need to.
Okay,
need to-
everyone, close your eyes. I'm gonna say raise your hand if you want to play hardcore,
Okay.
and then we'll let the viewers decide who wins. Someone comment. All right, ready? If you want to play hardcore, raise your hand. All right, me and Joey raised our hands, so I had my eyes open and I cheated. So Mitchell, we're playing hardcore. You can open your eyes, Mitchell.
I didn't raise my hand.
I have it on the footage right there.
I want to see how you're gonna edit this to make it look like I raised my hand. I'm keeping it down. The whole podcast, I'm keeping my hands right here.
Yeah. We'll talk about it.
No, here's what we want to do.
Okay.
We want to play the way me and Mitchell have been playing.
That's not fun for me though.
When we start playing and uploading videos to YouTube, it'll be on hardcore.
Okay. Well, what if we do that this time? What if we start recording?
I mean, I don't have a capture device.
I
so
have a capture device.
Can you do that? Can you capture from my TV?
Actually, probably because I still have you logged in on my computer. I get a notification anytime you anytime you get an achievement on Xbox. I get a notification.
I know that
So,
because
yes,
every
I-
now and then
I
you
could-
congratulate me at random times during the night.
I could record your stream,
Wow.
so we are prepared for that.
I can stream. You can stream straight from the Xbox.
All right, there we go. We're playing hardcore.
No,
we're
we're not.
streaming tonight.
No, we're not streaming tonight.
We're not.
Then I'm not playing hardcore.
Okay.
I only play hardcore when I stream.
You know what? I'm just gonna start streaming without you guys knowing. I'm gonna dox you with all the racist shit you say over Discord. And you're like, this is Mitchell Gunn.
I don't even
saying
have a
this
I
Discord.
never say anything racist over Discord.
over Discord.
I
You
never
could have
say-
just said in general.
Oh shit!
No, I was
Oh,
refuting your
man.
claim. I never say anything
Oh
racist.
man, Mitchell.
I did the same. I just said I don't have a Discord.
Well, you're okay.
I'm
You're
also
you're
not
America's
racist.
boy. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You want to say that,
What'd he
Mitchell?
say?
He said he's not racist.
I'm not racist.
Okay. Thank you. We were about to get canceled.
But you're
Almost.
fueling the fire.
Nice try,
You're the
internet.
You're the Duralog.
We're still
Someone's
in
got to
business
fuel the
over here.
fire.
I don't. The only person here that
If it's not me, it's
hasn't
gonna be
heard,
someone
only
more
person at
upset.
this table that I haven't heard say I'm not racist is you.
That's because I've never said anything racist, so I don't have to defend
You're
myself.
still not saying
You're
it.
Well,
just
I'm
not
not.
saying it.
I'm not racist.
There it is.
That sounded a little half-assed, especially with the face you're making.
Look
right
into
now.
the camera and say you're not racist.
I'm not racist.
That
Don't make that
is-
face.
I mean,
Say
that's
it
just
without the
making
face.
It
Oh,
seem
okay.
like you.
I'm not.
Why is it
racist.
looking?
You're not
It
looking
looks
at
like
the
it's
camera.
turning you on. That's
Oh, sorry. I'm not racist.
oh,
This guy.
this is like
What kind of
civil rights ASMR.
strange
I have a dream.
MDMT shit are you on right now?
MDMT.
just combined.
My DMT.
That'd be a crazy
It's
combination.
candy flipping, but with DMT instead of acid.
Lose your mind
and
Yeah.
regain it
and
back.
regain it, and you want to party.
Homie's doing freaking whippets before the podcast.
Joey said if we get 10 likes on
Yikes.
this episode of the podcast, he'll do acid live on the
That would be
podcast.
awesome.
Hell no. I wish I could, but I'm employed now, fellas.
I thought of a really great way that if we wanted to, which we never do, and so this is an irrelevant thing for me to say, but if we wanted to do drugs on the podcast and like have an episode where we're on something, we could say episode where we pretend to do acid. And then we could just no one could say
one
whether or not
knows.
we're actually
It's
doing
foolproof.
exactly. We're just really good actors,
Yeah.
or pretending we got really high before this
Yeah.
episode. I was thinking about it in the shower.
This could be it. This could be the
This could
episode.
this is the episode
Title it.
where we pretend we're not racist.
Yeah.
Oh.
God damn it, Tony. You can't be doing this.
And,
This is episode we pretend we aren't on bath salts.
you guys in the mood for eating some skin?
Is that what's in here? Is that what this is?
That's a little skin that I ate.
That's from the video that he made today. Did you watch it?
Oh yeah. The
Yeah, it's
TikTok.
from the video. What?
No, not the TikTok. The
How
the
to be
YouTube
successful.
channel.
Did you see it?
YouTube?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
YouTube channel.
Yeah, so you just burnt this little bit of. This is like a behind the scenes for that video.
It
You just
is.
burnt this little bit of
It would mark down
damn
right
it!
there.
You just burnt this little paper.
Yeah, that's actually a rolling paper, but this is a receipt for
Yeah, I can
something. I
tell.
don't know. But yeah, I did burn paper in
God,
there.
that's
It looked
gross.
kind of like a cigarette in the video.
It
though,
did, yeah.
I didn't realize you were sitting here for some reason. You look
Yeah.
like you're in a different place.
Yeah, you did.
I
didn't.
was
notice it
I was in a
either.
bad place, a bad mental state.
That's where all YouTubers are.
Exactly.
They're all in a bad place unless they're David Dobrik, in which case they're
Exactly.
giving out Teslas.
David
yeah.
Dobrik's a robot.
Yeah, I mean,
So
he
is
has
Casey
like
Neistat.
robotic reactions to everything. It's just like
Mhm.
copy and paste. He's created so that young girls will love him. He's the cute boy who's also an adult. It happens.
Young girls love him, but also like middle school aged boys think that he's just like a badass.
Oh, I know college age boys who freak out about
Yeah.
like just love him.
Which like he might be. I don't know him personally.
Yeah,
but-
I mean he's smart as shit. He has 11 something million subscribers or something.
Yeah.
Like
I've never watched a single one of his.
he's very
videos.
talented in what he does. I mean, I'm not a fan of his work personally, but
Mhm.
doesn't mean he's not good at making
It's
stuff.
impressive that he finds something new to do every single vlog.
Mhm.
It's like
Yeah.
an
I mean,
impressive
when you
work
have
to
that
me.
much money, you can kind of
Yeah.
just figure out
Yeah.
shit to do.
The world is kind of your oyster, isn't it?
I mean, and that's how I know what he's making is art, because I just kind of hate it. And
Mhm.
to make something that people hate and some people love, to get reactions out of people like that means it's art.
Mhm.
Like it's completely
Yeah.
like to be able to make people like actually hate what you do.
If you
you're
don't
an
have
artist.
haters, you're doing something wrong.
Exactly.
So art should be controversial.
exactly.
Is what you're saying.
I mean, I'm
Should
not
push
saying
the
I'm
envelope.
not saying it should be, but I'm saying inherently, if it's good art, it is.
Yeah.
Because if everybody loves
I
it, then it's
respect
just kind of like whatever. That's why I don't know. Like I don't understand why people draw hyper realistic drawings of like if I drew something like hyper realistic Martin Luther King drawing, like looks like a photo in a drawing. It's like people aren't gonna hate that because it's it's just a drawing of him. It doesn't say
It's
anything.
more just showing off talent. than
Exactly.
anything.
So is photography not art then?
Photography.
Well, can be.
Photography is art if you do it right. But if you just take a picture of a landscape, like it'll look pretty, but it doesn't make people feel things. But if you approach it more like an artist, I guess, and try to make something that isn't just capturing life.
Right.
Because you can make beautiful photos where you just capture life, but people don't really feel, unless if you're from Chicago and you take a picture of beautiful Chicago skyline, people might be like nostalgic for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't
this
know if
is
that's making
interesting,
sense
though.
what
So,
I'm saying, but
No. Because I've had this argument with people. So
Mhm.
in your definition of art, there has to be some sort of feeling.
yeah, art has to make you feel a certain way. If it's good art, you can make shitty art. Art can be awful, but
Yeah.
good art
So
makes
long as
people
it
hate
makes
it
you
and makes
feel.
people love it.
Right.
Makes people feel a certain way.
Does it have to hate and love, or can it just be like everyone hated that?
If everyone
Everybody
hated
hated
it, like if
I didn't even mean to do that.
if everybody hates it, it can still be art,
Yeah.
and it could be good art, I guess, if you're breaking molds because everyone hates it.
Yeah.
But I think if everybody hates it, then it's just kind of garbage. But if everybody likes it, then it's not art. It's just something that everybody likes. Like I was saying,
Gotcha.
a hyper realistic drawing of a fish or a puppy, everyone likes that unless someone's like, I don't fucking like dogs. But like the art, everyone likes because it's just a really good drawing. So it's not really art. No one really feels a certain way unless you had a dog that looked like that or some
Yeah.
shit. But a drawing of a dog isn't going to make you contemplate anything.
So what?
Art should make you either remember you're going to die or make you forget that you're going to die.
Wow.
That's
a
not
good
that's not a
quote.
quote of mine. I can't remember who said it. I was told it in a film class,
I like
but
it.
it stuck with me.
So what about like the workings of Edgar Allan Poe, for example?
That's art.
That's art.
Definitely art.
Even though it was hated when he was alive.
Oh, I mean, but people still liked it. Like some
Yeah.
people liked it.
Yeah.
What
People
about
hated it.
I agree with you. but-
WrestleMania 24, Edge versus The Undertaker.
Art. People hate it. People love it.
Nice.
And it's performance.
It's
performance
performance
art.
for
There you
sure.
go.
I'm trying to think of something
It's a
that
story.
everyone
I'm
just
the
loves.
figure. You gotta. I'm the authority figure.
What about, like-
final?
What
Say.
about the Crocodile Hunter? Just like what Steve Irwin did with his life. Is it art?
The show is art. What he did was more humanitarian kind of stuff, I think.
Yeah. Which is an art.
That's not art. I mean, the show was definitely art.
Yeah.
Teaching people a lesson, doing stuff, being a character
about,
all the time.
Like childhood rhyme. What are they called?
Like
like storybook
the
rhymes, whatever it's
Jack
called.
and like, just
Yeah, I know,
something
I know
like
what you're
that.
talking about. I think that's art still. I'm not saying it has to be high art or anything. I really like surreal art and abstract art, just because when I see portraits, like painted portraits, like yeah, that's a really good painting, and I'm sure that can make people feel a certain way. I just don't enjoy it because it's just a picture of somebody. But if one of my favorite paintings I've seen was at the Atlanta High Museum of Art, and it was called Duet. And it was by Adolf something. I can't remember his last name. It was a German last name. But it was two circles kind of on... It was not a German Shepherd painting. But it was just abstract, like two circles and shit. And it made me feel, and I can't describe the emotions it made me feel. I just like stared at it and shit. It was weird. And I really liked it because it was just things that made me feel. I don't know. It was weird. Would recommend it if you can look it up. There's pictures online.
Yeah.
But seeing it in person was pretty cool.
Did you see the thing there? It was
Fuck
like
you looking at?
the kind of
acid
cut out
should be-
half
the mirrors?
the mirrors, and like you get close to it, people can whisper from like 20 feet
Yeah.
away, and you hear it like it's like.
I've been
right
to
there.
something like
Scary.
that when I lived in Florida. It was 2 of those across like 2 football fields, and you could stand in either one and like whisper into it, and the people all the way across could hear it because
That's
they're
so
pointing at each
cool.
other. It was pretty cool. Something to do with sound waves and bullshit.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was pretty cool.
Hmm.
I felt like that whole second room of the High Museum was just the Instagram picture room. It was a bunch of huge art pieces that looked
Mhm.
good on camera that people just like. There was just hundreds of people taking pictures in front of them,
Mhm.
which it's not a bad thing, but this is what it seemed like it was to me.
Hmm.
Huh.
Now that we've had a pretentious conversation.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
I was just checking. The acid should be kicking in soon.
Yeah, we got.
Bath
We'll pretend that
The
it's
the fake acid.
the
should be
paper
kicking
we
in
chewed
soon.
on, and we're gonna pretend we're tripping
Yeah.
with that voice crack.
I like to talk to old people that have.
You can stop right there. I know where you're going with that.
Okay, the plot of The Sixth Sense.
That's your topic.
What the hell are you talking about? No, I was gonna say old people that like did a lot of drugs when they were younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like an archetype that I see in my life a lot. Like some random old person that's like,
Like-
yeah, Woodstock was awesome.
Like Bob Ware, the rhythm guitarist and occasional singer for the Grateful Dead, and the rhythm guitarist and occasional singer for Dead and Company, and the lead guitarist and lead singer for what's his band called? Wolves, Brother Wolf, or something like that.
I don't know. I just talked to my friend's uncle last night who is.
I guess that's cool too.
What's his name, first and last?
I'll say his first name is Donnie.
No.
Donnie.
He talked about how
Called him down his cigarettes.
at his graduation, he had his acid dealer was like had dropped out of school, but was like at their graduation party,
Mhm.
and like asked him if he had graduated, and he showed him his degree, and he gave him like he ripped like half of a blotter paper in half and just gave it to him,
Wow.
and the guy said he just took it all right there,
That
which is probably a lie.
half of a blotter paper, that's probably
Yeah.
like 30 hits or some shit.
Holy
That's
shit.
like it sounds like a lie, but I mean
That doesn't even sound
maybe it's real.
fun.
That sounds
I've never done acid,
horrifying.
but I don't think that sounds fun.
That's a hero dose right there.
Yeah.
I've seen videos
Ego dip.
like Wook's doing things, which is called Festivalist now on Instagram. It's just hippies at music festivals. But I saw a video of a guy, he was filming himself and opened his mouth. He just had like a sheet of paper in his mouth. He was about to go to another world. I can't even imagine doing that at a music festival.
Oh my
Be-
God.
An unknown place.
Ugh, so scary.
Yeah.
Right? I don't really even like music festivals sober. I can't even imagine doing
Never
it
been to
on a
one.
substance, which I've
They're
never
pretty
done.
fun.
I've never done any kind of substances.
Me either.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'd go to Bonnaroo or something.
I don't know. It just seems like so much work.
I went to Music Midtown.
Let's go to Coachella. Tickets are going to be so cheap. Everyone's got
Oh,
coronavirus. Have they canceled that yet?
When is it?
I don't know. Soon, I think. Or it's supposed to be. They
It will
canceled.
be.
I think they're about to cancel E3. They canceled a bunch of.
They
different-
canceled E3?
They're like in talks right now.
Isn't that in June?
Damn it.
I mean, it's either E3 or PAX or something. No,
I don't know why I care. They're going to make the announcements either way.
Yeah, but they're canceling all these big international events.
Yeah.
Probably for
Yeah.
the best.
NBA is gonna maybe have to play games in front of no
I
fans.
saw
Really?
that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That'd be weird.
So quiet.
Yeah. I'd be kind of interesting, honestly. To
Yeah,
watch.
it's like a social experiment.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Everyone, it's like crazy how just like Republicans and Democrats, you can tell like who they are just like off certain things, and it's like how people take coronavirus. It's like the Republicans are like, oh, it's not a big deal at all, and then like Democrats are like, oh, it's a huge deal, and it's
Mhm.
always like so divisive.
Yeah.
Like it's always somewhere. The right answer is usually always somewhere in the middle.
Do you think if they did hockey without fans that the fights would even happen?
Yeah.
I feel like the
think
fans.
they
I feel like
would.
the fans egg it on a lot though,
Yeah, maybe.
because when they start fighting, everyone fucking stands up and is like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah.
If there would still be fights, but I don't think they would get as hometown hero-y about it because
Yeah, I think it would be like less than. I don't know. Those guys are a different athlete. They
they are
are
aggressive.
out there and they're like
They all look mean.
slamming into each other. Every moment has something dirty going
I-
on. Someone's doing something to get under the other team's skin.
I was thinking about it when you get slammed into the wall, not incredibly hard, but when you're at the wall and someone slams into you, it probably doesn't hurt the worst because they're all wearing huge pads and stuff. It probably just kind of feels like someone pushing you
Yeah,
kind of hard
exactly.
because you're wearing all the pads. But when you get in a fight, that fucking hurts because they're
Yeah.
punching you in the face.
It's also real cold down there. Probably maybe makes the hits hurting a little bit hard more.
I don't
Yeah.
think they're cold.
I think they're so jacked
They're
up.
on
They probably.
ice.
But they're wearing like tons of shit and they're like sprinting the whole time. Have you ever ran in the
Yeah.
winter?
I mean, yeah, they'll be hot underneath,
And-
but I
and,
mean,
like,
like once you take
I
those gloves off,
in a
it's kinda-
hockey rink, it's not cold. Only on the ice is it cold.
I mean, it's still when you're next to the ice, it's pretty cold.
I just went to a hockey game like 2
I went
weeks
to
ago.
a hockey game too.
But I'm just saying, in my personal experiences last time, I wore a jacket and I was wearing a T-shirt by the end of it, so it was just so because all of it was cold was the.
I mean, we're talking about people on the ice too.
Yeah, but they're moving around so much. They're all sweaty. I don't think they're. I
If
haven't
you're a
experienced
professional
it.
hockey player, please comment below whether or not it is cold while you play,
I've
Yeah.
never been
and
on a hockey
that'll
rink.
settle this debate.
I've never been on one, but I know for a fact it's cold.
Or Bilal or any
Just kidding.
of our Canadian viewers. I know we have a few. Let us know if you've played hockey.
Yeah.
Is it cold? I personally don't think it is.
Wait, I played hockey.
Did you?
Yeah, I was a goalie.
Well, goalies would be the coldest, I would say.
I mean, it wasn't that cold. You'd
Okay.
get a little wet and like you'd
Yeah,
be
after
chilly.
being
but
after skating around, you probably would be pretty warm.
Now you agree. Now that Joey says.
Yeah, I don't want to give
But,
you
like,
anything.
I don't know. It's not like unbearable.
Yeah, because they played like hockey. Doesn't L.A. play outside an outdoor rink? They're the Sharks play an outdoor rink.
No, everyone's indoors, but there is the Winter Classic
Mm-hmm.
every year, and there's Winter Classic games,
Okay.
and they're played outside.
Those might be cold because you're outside. But I was thinking
Probably.
L.A. I thought it was L.A., so I thought it would be warm because it was L.A. And because I
Yeah.
know the only part that's cold in like most rinks is at least convention centers is the climate controlled floor because the whole place isn't made to
Yeah.
freeze the ice. Just the floor is made to freeze the ice.
I get chilly at hockey games. I'll bring a sweater almost
Really?
every time.
Yeah, I got toasty at this one. This is in
Yeah.
Columbus, but I don't know. My personal belief, they don't get cold, but I've never been a hockey player, so
Right.
can't confirm, but I assume just because they're all sweaty too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hmm.
Even them Las Vegas players getting sweaty.
Yeah. I know one time, I can't remember where Winter Classics were, but like last year or something, it was in the snow. They were
That's
playing.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty
No,
cool.
So they had to like mop the floor from the snow.
I'm pretty sure. I didn't actually watch the game, but I
Zamboni.
saw like pictures on Instagram on NHL's account. It was like Philadelphia playing someone in the snow. It was pretty cool.
I
It
wa-
was,
I
it was
wa-
very hockey of them.
I watched like a guy did a DIY hockey rink at his like house in
It's so cool
in
how people
Wyoming
do
or
that.
North
Mhm.
Dakota or something like that. It was a shit ton of work though.
That like skating in the wild looks pretty cool too, where they're just skating on like ice on
Yeah.
giant lakes. I feel like that would be pretty fun.
Yeah.
I think I'd be terrified the whole
It'd
time.
be scary.
That's
Scary
like-
as shit.
A brush with death every time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure. Yeah. No.
If the ice cracks, you're in
So-
the middle of a damn lake.
The NFL has a Super Bowl. What's the NBA's thing called?
Just the finals.
Is it just called the finals?
NBA finals.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb.
Yeah.
NASCAR's kind of like everything's
It's-
big.
Yeah, it's like the Sprint
Uh,
Cup or like whatever the
yeah.
big thing's called, the race for the championship.
Hockey.
Stanley Cup
Stanley.
Finals.
Stanley
I was trying to
Cup.
remember what name it was. Stanley Cup.
Cars was the Piston Cup.
He
Yeah.
did win his cup.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yes.
Mater.
Always on the references. I'm rooting for the Preds to win this year.
They're not even in the top 16 right now.
They'll get there.
I hope so.
Underdog.
I like
team.
the Predators.
I just had the
Um,
tragedy.
the
in
Rangers.
Nashville this past week.
The
Yeah.
Rangers aren't even in the
Tornado.
top 16 either. They
The-
got booted. They
Who-
finally made
Who
it
are the
in.
Rangers?
New York.
Who are the good teams?
The Bruins, the Lightning, the Blues.
St. Louis Blues recently won, didn't they?
Yeah, they won last year.
Yeah.
The Nationals.
Isn't that a baseball team? Didn't the Nationals baseball team win like
the Capitals. I'm sorry.
The
Yeah.
Nationals did
Okay.
win the World Series.
Yeah,
Did
the
they?
Nationals won the World Series, but also Washington, the Capitals.
Mhm.
They're
Over the
doing
cheating
really well.
Astros.
Toronto's
Even more
doing
of a
well.
impressive win now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cheating
Those
Astros.
cheating Astros. Like Trump or something. The
The Blue Jackets.
They crooked Hillary.
Crooked Hillary.
Cheating Astros.
Lion Ted.
Lion Ted.
Josh and Joey. That's a bad one. What would be your nickname? Dumb fuck Joe.
The fuck, Joe? Racist Mitchell.
Hey, come on now. Attacking my character.
This is the point
Tiny
of it.
Tony.
Stop.
We
My
should have a political debate on the podcast.
Tony autocorrects to Tiny in a lot of like even my phone it does sometimes. Well, I don't really ever text Tony, so but a lot of people I've gotten texts saying "Hey Tiny." It's like okay,
My phone used to correct gleb to glob.
glob.
Yeah, every time.
One time, or my orientation, like, transfer orientation day, we had to like do like an icebreaker. We had to like give ourselves an adjective in front of our name that had the same letter.
Mm-hmm.
And I put mine. I said I was Mean Mitch. I felt like such a dumbass after I said.
Mucus Mitchell.
I always, whenever they did those games, I did just Joey.
Just
Yeah.
Joey. It's just me, baby. What would yours be?
Maybe
Tuberculosis Tony.
TB Tony. I don't know. Too much Tony.
Too much. Be fucking. The girl I couldn't think of one. Like we did it again or something. And she gave me Manly Mitchell. I was like, oh,
Hello.
hello,
man.
there. Didn't see you when I walked
nurse.
in the door.
For those unaware, Mitchell's actually blind.
Yeah, I can't see it. Didn't see anyone when I walked in the door.
I haven't seen anyone ever.
Yeah.
Come to think of it.
Damn, bro. Matt, if you had to lose a sense, what would it be?
50.
About a nickel. God damn it.
I think,
Moy's on to you, Mitch.
Yeah.
Maybe taste.
Ugh, miserable life.
I
lose
60% of taste is smell.
Okay, I'd lose sense of smell.
Miserable.
You can't smell poop anymore.
Can't
But
taste.
think about like
If you're
when,
in a dirty
when your
bathroom-
nose is stopped up, think about how
I'd go
shitty
blind.
it is to eat.
Think about not actually being able to taste and how shitty it'd be to eat.
But I'm still smelling the food as I eat it.
Yeah, I watched a video about a guy who lost a sense of taste, and he puts chili peppers and everything so that he can feel what he's eating because he can't taste anything, and so
Mhm.
just eating's miserable for him. So he just puts like jalapenos and shit and everything, so he at least feels something while he's eating. Then like textured like spoons that have like bubbles and like ridges on them because it kind of makes it feel
maybe
more
I'll just-
tactile.
I'll lose feeling so I can be like a badass, like doesn't feel anything.
You just
beats
die.
the shit
You
out
just
of people.
die. You should hurt
Get
yourself.
your arms snapped in
I'm a
MMA.
superhero.
You got you set up for some. That was a Tosh.0 joke about, or a Daniel Tosh joke about that.
What?
Like, it was like a 3-year-old daughter that didn't have feeling or something. They're like, look, we got her set up for MMA fights like next week. Get her arm snapped on live television, doesn't blink an eye.
Yeah, I could do MMA.
Yeah, but then you would never know if you got hurt.
It'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
There's a reason why.
That's
we
why
didn't
I'm
feel
paying my
pain.
trainer a lot of money.
Yeah.
He's got to monitor me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I can't hold it. I'm a little baby.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I wish I could run to the bathroom most of the time.
Y'all be good.
All right.
I'll be back. What if I just turn the lights off and leave?
Dude, we should.
You want to check
Get those lights off. I want to see his topic.
Yeah. It's on the floor over
Can
there.
you see it?
It's really far away. It's folded over. Wait, no.
Oh.
It's not on the floor. I don't know where it's
Oh God.
He's got so many topics. I think he just balls up his topic and throws it on the floor over there whenever he's done.
That's what I was thinking about doing. I want to write down like 50 different topics.
Yeah.
Fling it out of my sleeve up here.
I don't think I'm never gonna hit this topic.
Yeah, I already tried once to get this.
Really?
said. Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's pretty obvious what it's gonna be after you're like when you.
Yeah,
know
I
what it
mean,
is.
when it's this like specific, at least is what mine is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how I'm gonna play this.
Yeah. This is a tough game.
It is a tough game. It's fun though.
Mm-hmm.
It is fun. But the fans liked. I think Tony forgot to ask if they had any questions this week too. If you guys have any questions, let us know.
Yeah. We should live stream this.
That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Tony messing with the lights.
I was gonna do a fun cut where I turn the lights off and then they're back on. I'm in the
We could do an Instagram live.
So I need you guys to act like you're scared, like I just appeared here. In 3, 2, 1.
Ah!
Okay. What? Sorry, I've been here the whole time.
I was the piss.
It was good. It was long,
Mm-hmm.
very clear.
Lights just flickered over there. Not even kidding.
I am hydrated.
Y'all ever been on that subreddit, hydration homies or something like that?
Hydro homies.
Hydro homies.
Used to be called water N-words.
Really?
Yeah, for the longest, they had to change it to hydro homies, but it used to be water N-words.
Damn.
Do you know that guy on Me IRL, Water Guy?
12.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like
What's his thing?
it was like summer of 2018. He posted leaving the country for 3 months, won't be back on. Tag me if anything's good, and he became the meme of the summer.
Yeah, he got tagged in literally everything. They just say
And
Water Guy 12 with like this.
And it's the top post, the top comment on any post, and he might have his own subreddit, honestly.
He probably does.
That's what the internet can do, dude. It just creates a cult figure.
Yeah,
from,
but
like,
also like the whole time he was gone, I think it was only like 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But like the whole time he was gone, people were making like Fire Guy 12 and like Earth Guy 12
Mhm.
and like stuff, and like Fire Guy 12 was like the villain of
The antagonist.
He's like, well, Water Guy 12's away, I can burn this whole place to the ground, and he was making memes. And
I quite enjoyed it.
yeah, it was really funny. That was a good meme.
That was a good meme.
Good meme.
I like the coronavirus world traveling meme that's going around right
I
now.
don't know if I've seen that.
I think it's tasteless.
It's kind of tasteless, but it's most of them are like, if when you're normally sick, I'll stay in bed today. When you have the coronavirus and it's like world, like it just like a bunch of like whatever. Top Gear World Tour and stuff like that. It's just shit like that. Or me and the boys with the coronavirus. And it's just all like those cartoon guys standing in front of a bunch of different like world like places.
Yeah,
I heard about
pretty good.
some guy going, I want to say in Georgia. I don't know if it was in Georgia or not, but like going to bars on. He knew he had the coronavirus.
Going to bars.
Went to bars on purpose.
that's horrible.
As of the day of filming this, Fulton County schools are getting shut down tomorrow because the teacher in Milton has it. It's coming. I'm leaving for Florida soon. Get out of here.
Try to escape. Outrun it.
I wonder how long until my mom's school gets shut down. 'Cause she's in Hall County, so it's got to be fairly soon.
Yeah, Forsyth's going to be next, I guarantee it.
It kind of sucks for kids now because all the online classes, they're not actually going to miss anything.
Yeah.
Do you think when we were in school, like before all the online shit, if this would have happened and we would have been out the rest of the year, they would have held us back? Like, how do you think they would have handled that?
I don't know.
Redo that. That would be a big problem.
That'd be horrible.
Yeah.
Have to like graduate in December.
Yeah, that would
Just
change your life a little bit.
Mhm.
Like you would graduate a year later from college if you end up going that route. Like it
Yeah.
wouldn't be that intense, but still, it's like,
Still,
what are you gonna
yeah.
do for those 6 months? You're still learning.
You'd be older than everybody who's a freshman with
Think
you in
about if you're
college.
like an athlete, like
Might help you out.
scholarships and stuff. Yeah,
No, another year. Do you think you would get another year of eligibility for high school sports?
that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
I'm gonna hold back my kid in kindergarten for like 4 years. By the time he's in high
Start
school,
giving him HGH.
yeah,
Be a grown ass man.
be paying bills by the time he's a freshman.
Freaking 17-year-old as a freshman.
Damn, bro.
Dad, I'm going to the office. All right, Tom.
He calls you by your first name.
Mitch, I'm heading out.
Mitch, I'm gone. Yeah, that would be. And I didn't think about that, but it's great. Like I watched a bunch of videos about like I think as I was saying, it's like right in the middle of like people aren't scared of it enough, and people are too scared of it. Like it's like it's bad because it's like people can die. It's like it's like more infectious than the flu.
Yeah.
We
It's
don't
like
really have-
SARS, and
Yeah,
I mean
don't-
it's a coronavirus, so it's
Yeah.
like SARS. It's actually called the 2019 novelty coronavirus, but everyone just
really?
calls it the coronavirus.
yeah,
That's like
COVID-19.
that's like going to a restaurant saying, "I would like soup, please." What kind of soup do you want? I have coronavirus. Well, which one?
Yeah.
It's the novel 2019 coronavirus.
Yeah, it's like it's just we have no way to really treat it directly. Like the flu, we can like do the flu vaccine. We have like ways, but coronavirus.
Allegedly, it takes about a year to test and get an FDA-approved vaccine for a disease.
Yeah.
But the swine flu one, they came out with real fast after the swine flu started, because that was like a big deal when we were in middle school. And then everybody got those like swine flu like nasal thing
Yeah.
after that.
Yeah, I
Never
remember the
got
swine
one.
flu never felt like a big deal. To me.
That's what I've been seeing like people say. Remember when everyone died from the swine flu? No, it was just the media making it seem way worse than it is. Like people can't die from it. Just wash your hands and
Yeah.
get medical attention when you need it.
Yeah.
But there's like news companies who are the cameramen are taking things off of the shelf so they can film empty shelves. There's pictures
Oh my
of people
God.
doing that.
The media is so fucking.
And it's sketchy,
It's
man.
bad.
I saw a tweet that was pretty funny. It said, "Millennials, if you want to know how long to wash your hands for, it's 20 seconds." Or for those who don't understand, start singing the Black Parade and start with "When I Was," and you'll be done washing your hands by The Beaten and the Damned. Kind of funny.
When I was
a young boy. It's a good song.
That song slapped.
I'd turn it
What
off
song
after
is
it
that?
drops.
Yeah.
It's like
Black
the song goes,
Parade?
"When I was a young boy,
Is that
my
Fall Out
father."
Boy?
It was
No,
that, you know
it's
that- you know
My
that-
Chemical Romance.
Yeah, you remember that one video where it was like these 3 tones will
Yeah.
tell you the song. It was like the one.
That's Fall Out Boy.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's Black Parade. Here, I'll play the first note.
Wait,
so we
which
don't-
Fall Out Boy?
My Chemical Romance, Black Parade. Yeah,
Oh wait, is it Fall Out Boy?
I think it.
I think it is. I'm serious. It's
I
Fall
think
Out
it might
Boy.
be Fall Out Boy.
Okay, here we'll play this.
That's
Fall
Fall
Out
Out
Boy.
Boy.
No, this is My Chemical Romance.
That's Fall Out
Wel-
Boy.
welcome
That's
to
a cover.
what Fall Out Boy song do you think it was?
Sugar, we're going down.
That's not even
I'll be your number one with a bullet.
It's
a loaded gun.
Black Parade, Bulls on Parade. Sugar, we're going
Jesus.
down swinging.
Yep.
I'll be your number one. Go with it now. I love that.
Tom Morello.
Rage Against the Machine is kind of my jam now.
They're good. Now that I know that politicians are garbage and I hate the media, I wanna revamp them. Rage Against the Machine. I completely had a mild stroke for a second.
Yeah.
Them.
Rage Against the Cyborg.
Sugar, we're going
I'm
down
down.
swinging.
I want to hear them cover that.
Is that called Loaded Gun Compact? A loaded gun.
And Sugar, we're going.
Cock and bullet.
Yeah.
Down, down.
You heard the Denzel Curry cover of Rage
I
Against the
hate
Machine?
that. I don't like
You
Denzel
hate
Curry.
it?
I don't hate it, but I don't like it.
Have you seen the cover?
Yeah, like he's in like the studio and shit, and he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
Dude, that's
I don't- I don't
it's
really
exactly the same almost.
I don't really like Denzel Curry that much. I only like this one song that was like, "Oh, I am the one, the one."
Yeah.
That was the only good one.
Yeah.
And now it keeps coming up on my summer rewind because like when I got subs, I played that a lot. So it was like the drop was like really good. It was like, I have no idea, no idea. It was a Vine song for a while too, I think. The only Vine I ever made was that song was like, "First let me hop out," and I put it to what was his name, Indiana Jones doing a whip. Like it was I thought it was kind of funny, but it was super low quality because I had no idea how to export it for Vine, and I posted it probably I don't even know how it did. But yeah, that was the only time I ever tried to Vine.
Mine was kind of legit.
Your Vine.
I made one Vine and it was my sound was fucked up and it was awful and it was just me and my friends. It's like me, Brady, and Grant, maybe at his house before you joined the crew. Remember that? Where you like joined senior year?
Yeah.
The summer of
69.
Before you started letting me hang out with your friends.
Exactly.
I like that picture of you where you have Joey, where you have stars over your nipples.
Yeah, that's like everywhere. Every now and then someone will like send me that. Jacob Bailey. Shit, sorry.
Ex-quarterback for the
For the North Forsyth
Really
High School.
doxing him here.
Yeah,
It's
my
okay.
bad.
It's
I
okay.
just said that very
I don't-
fast.
I don't
It's
know.
fine.
I forgot.
No one watches this.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jacob sent me that, and just a couple weeks ago, he was like, "Dude, you remember this photo?" I was just
Nope.
like, yeah, it follows me.
Did you used to box in the bathrooms?
Yeah,
I thought that'd be
I
a
knocked
fun.
out Shane one time.
Really? I
Yeah,
thought that'd be a fun video to make, like boys' middle school bathrooms and just dudes fucking like shirtless and body boxing.
we would put on like lacrosse helmets and lacrosse gloves. You know how they're really thick,
Yeah.
and we would just freaking go ham.
Me, Zach, and Tommy used to take
a lot of fun.
soccer socks and wrap them around our knuckles and fight each other.
Damn.
Zach was much better than we were, and so it's usually Zach would ref me and Tommy because he really wanted to watch me and Tommy fight. I think 'cause me and Tommy were basically the same weight class our
Yeah.
entire life. Zach told me he used to be like. He would fight against other kids in the neighborhood, like his cousin who was older, and then the neighbors who were older would have Zach and like other small kids fight. It's just like dog fighting.
Oh,
And
awesome.
Zach would usually win because he was a big, strong. And Zach was jacked when
Zach is
He's
jacked.
still
He's
jacked.
still
yeah.
like a strong
he
guy.
He could kick my ass real easily. Shout out Zach if you're watching.
What
Dude,
up,
when
Zach?
Zach gets inebriated, he wants to fight.
Yeah, that's his
when
thing.
Gleb gets inebriated, he wants to
yeah.
fight. Gleb had that weird stick game we played. That was his birthday too, where each person like
Oh yeah.
it's like 1v1, and each like you have one stick, and you put both your hands on it. You're trying to throw someone out of the circle while keeping your
Yeah.
hands on the stick. That looked like a fun game to play, but I did not want to play against drunk, stronger people than me.
Justin G.
Yeah.
He was a beast at it. Threw me to the ground.
He's a big boy.
He is a big boy.
All those lax boys turn out to be big boys.
I watched him deadlift like 500 pounds one time.
Mm-hmm. Were you a defense? Did you have a D pole?
Yeah.
Why'd you choose defense?
I just liked it better.
Less running.
Yeah, and like asshole.
I was
And,
just
like,
asking. I know they're the only ones who don't run the whole field.
Dude, please stop holding my hand. I don't like it.
Mitchell, will you hold my hand?
I've played defense my whole life, like in football and everything. That was just what I did.
You're just a defensive
You
guy.
like to deny.
Yeah, I like that more than scoring. I played football for 6 years and never scored a touchdown.
Really?
Yeah.
You were a linebacker?
Mm-hmm.
And also,
And then a safety.
back in high,
school.
see the other reason that my defense for I wasn't trying to be offensive for that, because you did cross country and ultimate frisbee almost every day in high school.
Yeah.
You ran a lot,
Yeah.
but I was just asking if it was because
No,
you
I
didn't
know.
want to run.
I'm just kidding.
Don't be so triggered, Joey.
No, and you
Stop.
did. You ran a lot when you
I
played
did.
defense.
Yeah, do you?
I mean, like,
Do you?
when the ball's on your side of the field, you're like shifting and like running around a lot. It's so uncomfortable for
Sorry,
me.
I finished.
But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I like
I feel
defense.
like being a goalie would be miserable.
I also
in
liked
lacrosse.
hitting a lot. I liked hitting people.
Couldn't you like attack people with your stick?
Yeah.
God.
There's like rules about it, but
You can't
Didn't-
swing it like
no, yeah,
Like
you can't
that.
like overhand swing it at somebody.
Scales told me he saw someone like get hit, like chopped with it and get both their like wrist bones broken.
I did that to somebody.
Did you?
Yeah.
broke their
Um,
wrist.
That's probably what Scales was
Oh, maybe
talking
he was
about.
talking- Did you really?
Yeah.
Did you get fouled for it?
No, it was legal.
He just broke some dude's arm.
I mean, like, I didn't mean to, but yeah. I do remember that.
Well, damn. Did you feel bad?
Shit.
No.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you hate to like break someone's arm.
Do
but
you? You took
mean,
a
it was
little
a game.
You
while.
hate to see it. Yeah. I was too much of a pussy, so I played flag football. Actually, my
Mhm.
parents didn't let me play football in elementary school, so I played flag football instead, which I was a standout at upward flag football. But then I got to, when I got to middle school, there was a day in the PE where they're like, all right, whoever wants to play football, get up and come to my office, we'll get a flyer. And I stood up, and these two girls next to me laughed. And ever since then, or I think, I don't even know if they were laughing at me or not, but me being such a, not self-aware, just being such a anxious little boy, I was like, oh, they're laughing at me. I can't play football. So I
That
didn't play
sucks.
football. I wonder if I hadn't been such a pussy.
We got some pretty philosophical questions if you guys want to answer
Oh, did you
them.
ask it on
Yeah.
Zesty
How,
Pod?
how do you know that God exists? Doesn't exist?
Where the fuck are you getting?
140 great philosophical questions
my
to
God.
ask.
I mean, there's no way to know either way.
You gotta
really.
pick. You gotta pick a side, Mitchell.
No, I
Hell or
don't.
heaven? which do you want?
I mean, I want heaven.
So you say he does exist. You heard it here first.
Wouldn't hell mean you also say he exists?
I'm just saying, where do you want to go? I didn't say.
Oh.
You could have said they don't exist. What about you, Joey? Does God exist?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Faith.
Okay.
Next question.
Is there a such thing as absolute morality?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Like, is this something like exactly good or exactly
Must
bad?
we have evidence to know the truth?
What?
How much control does a person have over their life?
I went in a huge argument with Jonathan about Pennell about free will or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he was just playing devil's advocate, but it was like I think
I
free
don't
will.
think we'd have free will.
I think we do.
I
There's
think
really
we
no there's always a way you can say that we don't have free will. It's like it's hard to.
Yeah. If I wanted to tomorrow, I could say I'm not going to my job.
You could, but knowing that would make you. Well, right now you live with parents and you're pretty comfortable. But if you were by yourself, like everyone was dead, this is a hypothetical, so that's why I'm making hypothetical stuff.
Yeah.
But if you were on your own and you needed this job to survive, you couldn't just do that because you would basically be making yourself homeless and eventually die.
So free
Extreme.
will, so the thing that takes away our free will is death.
The human condition, we are evolved to try to survive.
Okay.
But he still could.
He could, but
Then why do people commit suicide?
because they want out. But that it's depression, mental illness.
I think we have a different.
That's like
idea of what free will
a
is.
defect from how we have evolved to do, because
Okay.
we've advanced too far into the future for us to be how we're designed to be. But I think free will would mean we just do whatever we want, but without free will, like, we have to eat, so we're driven by inner forces that tell us to do things. Like, we're driven by the need to eat, we're driven by the need to drink water. We can't just decide we don't want to do these things.
That's death. Like,
I mean, yeah, death is the reason we don't have free will. We are tied to human mortality.
Well, I mean, free will I thought would be like you have no control over your decisions.
Yeah, I mean, you have control over your decision, but after you get like starving, you're gonna try to find food. You're gonna start eating things.
Well, yeah, you're bound by the rules of the game.
Exactly.
But that's not what free will. Free will is like being able to navigate in the game. It's like playing Dungeons and Dragons. You can still navigate in the game, or playing.
And that's one way to think about it. The way I mean, I don't think there's not a right answer to this. It's a
Yeah.
philosophical question.
I mean, no, you're right in your
Thank
argument.
you. Okay, we can.
There it is.
No, you're right. Like, we are. If your objective is to stay alive,
Mhm.
which I think
You do have
most
to
of us
eat,
share that
drink, and
objective, then yeah,
shit.
no, you don't have free will.
Mm-hmm.
But you do, in like the decisions you make of getting there. I mean,
exactly.
you have a common objective.
yeah, I mean, you can do whatever you want to reach these requirements.
Yeah.
But you still have requirements,
Well,
and
then,
that
yeah.
you're tied to.
I mean, I guess like
Single cell organisms have free will because they just do whatever the fuck they want. They don't have to eat, and they just kind of survive.
but you still have the option to not.
Yeah, but then
But then you
They
die,
don't-
but you still
They
have the
also
option
don't
to
have
do
the
it.
option to become anything but a single cell organism who
See,
floats
that's
around
why
and does
free will
nothing.
doesn't exist at all. See, but it's like trying to drown yourself. It's like trying to drown yourself just in a pool. Eventually, you're gonna swim to the top to get air. As much as you want to kill yourself in the pool, when you start gasping for air, you can't just stay down there. Your body will make you surface.
But it's still, that's just one example. You can kill yourself and die. Like,
That's
you
just
shoot
like-
yourself in the
you can-
head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's being driven by mortality.
Yeah,
It's like you're driven by influences to do something, but you still have I think you still have like the ability. I think there's a lot of like heavy influence based off your previous actions,
mm-hmm.
and like the one argument I heard for that Jonathan said about free will was like you pretty much every decision before you decides what you're gonna do next. Essentially,
Mhm.
like
The
you think you
butterfly
have free
effect.
will, but it's all just the past kind of snowballing. But I was like, I don't really agree with that necessarily because
And if we believe that God exists, He controls everything,
yeah, that's one belief. Yeah,
right,
I mean,
Joey?
I mean, he has the ability to.
All right.
I think free will
Does
does
he, though?
exist. That's my answer.
No.
Not necessarily.
All right, and I think it doesn't.
That's
And
good.
there's no right answer.
There isn't.
No.
Okay,
both ways.
I just tried to pick the side you weren't on and form an argument.
So does
I-
Tony Shire think that we have free will?
No, I'm deciding.
Then argue
now.
it like it's you.
I just did. I
Oh,
picked a
okay.
side. I didn't have a side before that, and then I formed my opinion. And
I
I made some good arguments, and I believe myself now.
But I, mean,
I started with no opinion and chose one, and now I believe it.
I don't know. I think like free will is such a blanket, well, not blanket, but
It's how you
it's so
interpret it.
broad. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's just like it depends.
We're at free will, like. If you have all your basic needs met, if you have all your basic needs met, you have free will to do what you want, I guess, then. But we do not have free will to our evolutionary traits that we have to meet. Nature controls us to a certain extent, and we have to follow nature's rules and keep eating, or we die.
Well, yeah, it's
that's just a different
Maslow's
definition.
hierarchy of needs.
that's a
Yeah.
different
That's
definition
all
of
it
free
is.
will. Like, I mean, of course, like that's like the basic shit. But like, I'm thinking of free will. Like, you have the decisions to go and like
Yeah.
do anything out in the world. Like, you can go tomorrow and drive to some random place, or I could do something else.
Dictionary. The first definition says the power of acting without the constraint of necessity or fate, the ability to act at one's own discretion.
But I still think, I mean,
Without
I was just reading the
necessity or
definition,
fate. So
yeah.
I guess if like you want to take your hard stance on death being the ultimate decider, then
Mhm.
death is a necessity.
Or
Alive is a necessity,
Mhm.
rather.
That's how I believe it. I understand your argument, Mitchell, but I think we're just interpreting it two different ways.
Well,
I agree.
by the definition that you're laying out right now, I don't think we have an argument. Like, yeah, death is always going to motivate us.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to stay alive, then yeah.
I mean,
You are always going to be motivated by like the necessity of like eating, sleeping, and
Yeah. We don't have absolute free will to do whatever we want ever, but we have like
I think like
halfway. I don't know.
I mean, like if
we
can
got him on the ropes.
if we can bypass that level of free will and go to like society and like what we do like culturally,
That's what I think
or
about
like
free will. Is you have the option to do different things. Like nothing's tying you to do something tomorrow. Like it's there is a way to do something different tomorrow. Like it's not pre-chosen for you what you're gonna do.
right.
But maybe it is. Fuck, who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah.
What's your super whoop-a-diddy, Joey?
I got a question for you before we do that.
Okay.
Do we find meaning or do we give meaning to things?
What do you mean by things?
Just anything.
How do you mean?
Do you find or do you give meaning?
As in to physical objects or to
Just in general. Do you
So-
find or do you give meaning?
bowls? I'm touching a bowl. This was given meaning. It's meant to hold things.
Okay.
But if this bowl was somehow, if we found this bowl 30 years from now, we would find meaning because it was the podcast bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So you could do both.
But you also gave it meaning because you gave like the bowl the ability to bring back the thought of the podcast. I don't know.
Okay. So were you born with the ability to know that that bowl holds things?
I feel like not born, like babies wouldn't know that,
Right.
but some of your first like motor skills learning stuff is that bowls can hold things.
Mm-hmm.
How good you are at holding things in bowls is practiced behavior,
Yeah.
and understanding that BOWL spells bowl and this is bowl is learned behavior. But I think inherently people unevolved, unaware what bowls are would know you could put something in here.
I think in activities I'll usually like find meaning in it. Like it'll make me feel something, and then I'm like disc golf or something like that. Like I'll go into it. I didn't give it meaning to begin with, but I realized I was having a good time. Then I like gave it like I found the meaning of like competition.
Yeah.
Getting my ass handed to me over and over again.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's a masochist.
And
Likes getting spanked by me.
What about like a
I'm his
good
dom.
song?
A good song, find meaning in it.
What about the artist?
Depends on what they wrote it for, I suppose. If you're the creator, you give things meaning, but if you're the receiver, you find meaning in things.
So after you've given that song meaning, you can no longer find meaning in it?
I guess it's like art as well. If I'm painting a picture, I know what I'm trying to paint, so I'm giving it meaning because I'm taking it from my brain, putting it on canvas, and I'm inherently going to always remember that meaning that I had in my brain, regardless of if like my mom gets stabbed next to it. Now that's the stabbed mom painting.
Oof.
It still has the original meaning.
Yeah.
It'll probably be a fun irony that it was a painting about life and death. But
Yeah.
that's just a hypothetical.
I had a college course where literally at the beginning of the class, it was a 2.5 hour long class. The professor said, ask that question, and for 2.5 hours, a whole seminar argued over it. It was so fun.
My freshman year of high school, I sat with really smart kids at lunch. I think we talked about this, but I sat with, from my sister's class, the seniors while we were freshmen. I sat with the valedictorian of that class, the salutatorian, and like a bunch of other smart people just by chance. I don't know, they were seniors, I was a freshman, and they were. It was like a r/that happened moment. The valedictorian was saying, my friend was in a philosophy class and told me he was at Georgia Tech in a philosophy class. In the final, the professor said, prove to me that this chair is there. And he said someone in the back stood up, said, what chair? And then left. And the professor gave him an A. Which could be true, but I feel like I read a very similar story on r/that happened like way later. I feel like that's just kind of a philosophy class rumor.
Yeah.
What chair? And then left.
Yeah.
Fuck this test teacher.
Well, I remember I had a philosophy class. I wish I remembered it was like the intro level philosophy class, and the professor like made us define chair.
Really?
I remember like as a practice,
maybe
he made us do
maybe
that.
that's why it's a meme, because
Yeah.
it's like a known thing.
And he would like do stuff like we would give him his our definition, and he would be like, okay, so if I get on all fours right now and you come and sit on me,
I am chair.
I am a chair. And people are like, no, like I don't even remember what the point of it was. I remember, but like I was a freshman in that class, and I was like, this is freaking amazing.
I wanted
it's
to
kind
take
of a good question. I mean, is it the function of it? Is it the way it looks?
Yeah.
What gives it the meaning?
I wanted to take a philosophy class, but my senior year I had to take one more elective. I just took 3 PE classes instead of 1 philosophy class.
Nice.
And then the day that I ran like really far, I was at the park where you park your cars before the running trail, and a guy needed his car to get jumped. I found out he was the philosophy teacher I almost took, and I was like, yeah, I was always been really interested in it. I asked him what got him into it, and he said time travel. And I was like, why? And he was explaining to me how time travel is all philosophy. And it was a very long conversation. It was really interesting hearing him talk about it. He was talking about different movies and how like the philosophy in them was like correct to like our current standards and stuff. It was very interesting. I never would have thought time travel was philosophy.
That is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love time travel movies.
Like
Such a-
Interstellar.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Never seen it. I just know everyone loves it.
Deja Vu with
Isn't the butterfly effect?
Yeah.
No, not that's not the one I'm thinking of. What was that noise?
it's like a laptop.
Was that my computer all the way from in there?
That sounded way too loud.
Yeah, it sounded like really close. Oh, maybe it's my computer right there.
That probably makes sense.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Phil of the Future.
Phil of the Future.
Primus? No.
No, it was fuck. I watched it in my detective and film class. It was a pretty good movie.
What was it about?
A guy who can't remember anything, so he writes notes all over himself and tattoos himself all over the place to remember different things about cases and stuff. It was really interesting.
kinda
The whole movie's like told in like weird order and shit, so you don't know the
I like
same things
those
he
kind
doesn't
of
know.
movies too.
Let me see.
Yeah, Deja Vu had like what's his name? Washington. What's his
Denzel
Washington, I want to say. Drake. Had Drake in it. I know there was one movie that's like renowned for being very confusing. That's a time travel movie, and it starts with like shit. I have to look that.
I'm trying to think about like confusing movies that have confused me. Insidious.
I never watched Insidious.
Insidious was kind of
Shutter Island.
that had Leonardo in it, didn't it?
Yeah, it's like my favorite Leonardo movie.
I actually never watched Shutter Island.
Dude, it's so good.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit was good.
Never saw it.
It's pretty good.
Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, she's kind of a babe. I'm looking up 20 best detective movies. So far, I haven't seen it. I'm on number 8. Come on. What's your super? Oh, Memento. That's what it's called. It's a 2000 film. Memento. Would recommend.
Interesting.
What's your super whoop-a-diddy of the week, Joey?
I'm employed now. That's my super whoop-a-diddy. I finished my real estate course. Decided to sign on with Mark Spain. Oh, I thought you were.
No, not with coronavirus. I don't want to touch you.
Oh, good call.
Mhm.
I wouldn't touch me either.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, signed on with Mark Spain. My first day is tomorrow, literally.
Damn.
At the time of recording this.
At the time of recording.
Are you nervous?
When this is posted, I've been working for a week and a half.
Oh yeah.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, definitely. I don't really know what I'm walking into, but I'm excited. I got to be there at 9.
Hopefully a real estate office.
Yeah.
What if it's into a maze?
I've already been to the office, so I know
it's a
where I'm
labyrinth
going.
is the first thing. Is a minotaur.
Yeah, it's
Mark
like
Spain
part
is
of
a
the
minotaur.
training. I met Mark.
Is he a minotaur?
No.
Okay. You might be safe.
Well, I
then.
didn't meet him really. I saw him. He was in the office, and they pointed in at him, and he
Was
was
he
on the phone.
Was he as big as he is on billboards?
No.
It's an empty
He's a tall guy,
skyscraper
though. He is tall.
walking around.
He had a Georgia helmet on his desk. Georgia
Ooh.
Bulldog
Me
helmet.
and him would get along.
What's your SWD, Mitchie
Primer
McGee?
was the movie I was trying to think of, that time travel movie.
Good call.
Anyways, probably the party we went to on Saturday was a good time. Got to meet new people
It
and
was
played
a
some
good
fun
time.
drinking games.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
And
At Carter's house.
Yep,
Yeah.
at
He
Carter's
followed me
house.
on Insta and wished me congratulations today.
Oh.
So like,
Well,
thank
that's
you,
nice.
thanks Carter.
Shout out
That
Carter.
genuinely meant a lot.
He made me a bowl of ramen, and it was delicious. I
Like,
needed it.
it was fancy looking. Had
Yeah.
pork in it. Had
Whoa.
egg.
It had honey ham or some shit in there. That
I had
was
a buddy I
good.
went
Just
to
at a
college.
party. He was drunk and just whipped it Mitchell up some
Yeah.
ramen in the
That's
middle of a
awesome.
party. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
I had a
Shit was
buddy I
good.
went to college with who would make ramen with like peanut butter, and I never had it, but he was
I guess,
vegan.
I guess
and, like,
peanut butter
wouldn't-
sauce is like a normal like
Yeah.
Chinese food thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is ramen
but
Chinese or is
he
it?
said it was delicious.
I mean, I think it's an Asian thing.
Yeah.
Noodles and shit.
Yeah.
That sounded right.
When I think of ramen, I think of
Jesus,
Naruto.
we said we weren't racist.
Fuck. Noodles and shit.
I'm not gonna cut that. I don't care if you get a job.
I guess I
Hear
don't
that, Fox?
Yeah, Fox News.
know. I'm a Republican now. They might actually like that.
They might. They might.
Yeah, keep it up. Keep up the shtick.
I don't think they'll watch through an hour and 8 minutes of podcast
God,
to
I
hear you
hope
say
not.
something bad.
What's your Super Bowl ditty?
They would when you're famous.
I don't know. I'm still pretty hyped up. I played some disc golf today. Hole 18 at Wills Park in Alpharetta. It's a toughie.
That is a tough one.
Is that a par 4 or a par 3?
So it's a par 3.
Okay, yeah,
but-
it's a par 3 because I birdied it. But, like, I threw a disc, the Leopard 3. I haven't been able to figure it out at all. And I've never done well on that hole. It's like a par hole that you're playing for par. 'Cause it's a hard hole. But I threw, like, exactly what I was trying to throw with the disc that I've been trying to learn. I've been throwing it a lot more. And it did exactly what it's supposed to do as a
That's a good
disc, and it
feel.
landed right next to the basket. And so
Yeah.
that was a good SWD for this
Mhm.
week. I'll
Nice.
Nice.
take that to the bank.
That is a
Yeah.
good one.
What's your bummer of the week, Joey? What's your bummer?
Oh, I didn't think about this beforehand.
Life's been going too good.
Honestly, I've just been on cloud 9 about getting my job and finishing that course. It was a
I've
headache.
been orgasming for the last 4 days.
No, it was such a
Awful.
headache, and that test was the hardest thing I've ever taken in my life. And I've been through college, but
What is that supposed to mean? Did you get raped while you were pledging? Was that the hardest thing you took?
what?
I don't know.
Steady now, girl.
Oh boy.
Getting
My
risque.
bummer is
No bummers?
rampant drug use.
Yeah. That's a rough one.
Yeah, but that's my bummer.
What?
Kids need to
Oh,
get off the jewel.
it's not good for you.
No, it's not good for you. Quit
Quit jeweling.
quit taking at Kroger the other day. Erica and I, my sister, were going through, and there was like a used whipped cream thing in one of the aisles.
Just a whip it.
Yeah, and I just hope that the employees were like getting off work late at night. Just
doing whippets in Kroger.
yeah.
What's your bummer, Mitchell?
My bummer. Probably the fact that I.
Were you trying to bring up whippets? Was that your thing?
Yeah.
But
it
you forgot about the game until just now.
It was imperfect.
What is it?
Here, I'll show you.
Yeah.
Doing whippets in a parking lot.
That is very
That was pretty
specific.
good.
Yeah.
Joey, what's your favorite nursery
I
rhyme?
came pretty close.
Don't. He's brought up nursery rhymes too many times.
Yeah, he has.
Stop. You were trying to get us to. You were like, "What's that?" Or like, "What are they called?" Is that yours?
I had to do something. I was up at the over. Yeah.
Hold on, this is my favorite nursery rhyme. 1 second. Little Jack Horner sat in the corner eating a cherry pie. He stuck in his thumb and pulled out a plum and said, "Oh, what a good boy am I."
Oh.
Something like that. I think that's how it goes.
Jack be nimble. Jack be quick. Jack jumped over the candlestick. That's all I know for that, actually.
Nice. What is yours,
You
actually?
get someone to say a nursery rhyme.
To sit.
Oh,
in
so you got me.
mine.
Yeah, but I
don't know if this is a
How you called
nursery
it
rhyme.
out.
I did. To sit in solemn silence on a dull, dark dock in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a short, sharp shot from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block.
Wow.
That's more of a tongue twister than a nursery rhyme.
Sally
Yeah, that
sells
was good, though.
seashells
You did
down
good.
by the shore.
I'm not gonna get mine, but mine was I was trying earlier. Las Vegas losing final, but other team getting a big win for the Stanley Cup. Didn't Las Vegas lose the first year and they almost won?
Yeah.
And then I was close.
Yeah.
But what team won that year?
The Capitals.
Okay.
I mentioned the Capitals.
See, I didn't want to. I was trying to like probe, but not do it too much because that would have been cheating. But I was getting.
That was an awesome Stanley Cup.
I was almost there.
Las Vegas's first year, the first time the Capitals were, well, not the first time, but they were playing for their first cup. That was a great year.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
call.
I was trying to get it there, but I didn't want to force it because it would have just not been fun.
Yeah. I
But-
kind of forced mine there.
Yeah, you did, but
Pretty hard.
you almost got it. But we knew it was coming.
Yeah, you're right.
And as soon as you said nursery rhyme the second time, did you actually not know what they were called earlier, or were
No,
you?
I knew. I was
Okay.
just trying to.
I could not think of it.
I was trying to push you guys towards just saying one. 'Cause
Yeah.
I said get someone to say a nursery rhyme, not just say
okay.
nursery
That's
rhyme.
a good
I
one.
gotcha. That is
Both
a
of y'all
good
had some
one.
good
But,
ones.
um,
I like how specific yours was. I like that game.
Yeah, I was trying to be very specific. My other one was too basic. Would have been easy.
Yeah. My bummer is
Nursery
shit.
rhymes.
I had it just now.
Bring it back in.
Harmonized.
Oh, the Nashville tornado
Good bummer.
tore down the Soda Parlor, which was Olin Rogers'
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
thing, and we went and like me and Joey and some other friends went down there like 4 years ago to go visit it,
Damn, that's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
and it got destroyed.
Nashville strong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was pretty sad.
Yeah.
And I'm sick a little bit. Not
Yeah.
coronavirus. I hope not.
I hope not.
You never know.
My bummer is Joe Biden's a damn creep.
Yeah.
Yes.
And-
oh my God, those videos.
And Twitter and Facebook keep banning people for posting the video where Joe Biden's being a creep.
It's so fucked up.
It's I saw it.
I
on,
haven't seen it.
I saw that on Conspiracy after I saw a bunch of people getting banned for it, and like the video. It's so hard to find the videos now
Really?
because big companies don't want you to know that Joe Biden's being a real creeper.
You can find it on Reddit pretty easily.
Yeah. Reddit seems to be one of the better
Yeah.
large corporations. I don't know.
4chan.
But yeah, that's just.
I hated that.
it-
I couldn't even finish it watching
It's
it.
just
It was
What'd
so
he do?
it's
goofy.
he just like small girls like under the age of 12, like they'll be at like political things taking pictures with them, and he'll like massage them, then kiss them on the cheek and on the head, and just kind of like
come
fond
on,
and
them
his
bro.
like
weirdly.
Don't do
granddaughter
that
came
shit.
up and he like kissed her on the lips for.
Don't
Yeah.
do
And
that.
it was just.
It's a real bummer that he is very. It's there's a chance that he could be president. Out of anybody on the planet,
freaking hope
he's in the
not.
top
After
5 of
seeing
people who could be
that,
the president.
God.
He's a damn creep. It's just weird. It's a bummer.
I'll go on air saying I will not vote for Joe Biden no matter who he runs against.
Yeah, he's.
I will.
I don't know.
That was so creepy. I hated that.
Yeah, it made me feel real gross. And people are covering it up. Well, thank you for tuning to this episode of Zesty
God.
Podcast. We
Pedophiles.
really appreciate that you'd listen this far into it and hear our sad things. And we'll see you on the next one.
Sorry about
I
all this.
love you.